Happy Thanksgiving. Good morning, everybody, and afternoon and evening, depending on when you see this. I woke up this morning and did my morning meditation, which is, of course, on appreciation. And I chose to stay home and do art for Thanksgiving and be in deep meditation and thought about this last year. And the first thing that came to me this morning was thinking where I was at a year ago and thinking about, I barely remember where I was and what I was doing. And I think I've already said that, like, after the hurricane, at the end of August, I sort of was sent on an unexpected path back to Yellow Springs and back into my Vail home, and was super resistant about it, was super bummed about it, heartbroken, and felt really lost, trapped, all of that. And of course, in that way that spirit kind of does, even though I was protesting, like, it was such a good moment for me to catch my breath after a year. And this morning I was just brought to tears about it, just tears about, like, the gift of my life and the gift of life after death and the gift of all of the possibilities that are in front of me. And I think what I wanted to share today with you all, which I keep naming and marking, that how much I belong to you all now, how much that you all are my family, and how much, like, the level of that truth that settles in me in a way that's like, I know that I'll never be lost, and I'll never be without food, and I'll never be without a place to go on Thanksgiving. Like, I am so not alone. And I was just thinking about, like, there's so many places in this country, if not the world, that I could go and have Thanksgiving and feel absolutely a part of the families that have touched me and that have walked with me through the best and the worst of my life. And I keep trying to be like, how do you give thanks? How do you give back to that? And I had this ambitious moment today where I was like, I'm going to write letters all day long. And that is ambitious. That's a lot of writing. So instead, I decided to make this tape, and what I hope the way that I can give thanks, I hope the way that I can show appreciation is just by being light, and by being fierce. And one of the lessons and transformations that have happened over the year, and there have been so many. I am not the same person by any stretch of the imagination, which is its own kind of death and rebirth, but I have been, like, struck by this sense of how much nothing, I know this is going to sound dark, but, like, nothing matters but my being, and my liberation and my alignment and my truth, right? So I don't know. I know that I'm just stepping into the next chapter of my life, and I'm excited about it. I've had beautiful things come through me and to me, and I'm looking forward to all of the other things in store. I feel like newborn in that way, and I want to bless you all in the same way. I want amazing things to be coming to you and through you. I want you to be courageous and fierce, and in those times that feel like shadow or darkness, I want you to remember that you are light and that you are surrounded by light, and that you also have built an incredible community that you can reach out to. And every shaman talks about how the world is sort of splitting into one reality that is the new reality, or the reality that I want to be anyway, that is about transformation and creating new systems and creating new beings that are not, that just get to be the next evolution. And the other way is the way of fear and tightness and suffering. And I hope that everyone who receives this gets to be a part of the rebirth and the creation. And we are just at the beginning. And another lesson I learned is that we don't know. We don't know what's next. We don't know the future. We don't know anything. And so to be bravely present with every moment and bravely in love with every moment as much as possible. And when, again, the shadows come, to just keep reaching out to the web we've woven. I love you all. I'm so grateful. I'm going to attach a couple things I'm doing to this message, which includes some groups and some accomplishments and some crafts. And I'm really trying to stay in an inspired space and follow spirit when it tells me to follow. So, and when it's quiet, just being still and waiting. So, okay, this might be the 5th time I've said I love you, but I do. I hope you are taken care of, and I'm giving mad thanks for you all, for you this day. Bless.